Turki Alalshikh, going on like he's the daddy, the granddaddy, the godfather of boxing. Boxing's most powerful figure is reportedly planning to take over the entire sport. I flick through the news on the internet, on Twitter. I don't have TikTok, so I don't TikTok, but Twitter and the news. I follow and look through boxing news on a daily basis just to see what new news is coming out, what to talk about, what is interesting me or not. And I stumbled across some reports a few days ago that Turki Alalshikh's looking to take over the entire sport of boxing. And I'm like, I hear that because I see what you're doing and I can see that's what you're doing. But what's new? That's not new. That's basically exactly what you're trying to do. But then yesterday I flipped through some more and I saw more news and reports saying takeover and stuff. And I was like, what's going on? Really? Let me just see what's happening. Then I heard something about a league. I was like, no. Let me jump on the internet and see what I want. Stumbled upon this report by Give Me Sport, and I'll read the article. Boxing's most powerful figure is reportedly planning to take over the entire sport. Turki Alalshikh, one of boxing's most powerful figures, reportedly wants to completely change the sport. Since entering the world of high-level combat sport events, Saudi Arabian sports entertainment boss Turki Alalshikh has made meteoric strides to bring the best boxers together to compete for the world to see. His pioneering work has bridged a large gap between long-time rival promoters, talking about Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren at that point, with the 5-on-5 series the other day, who, without His Excellency's efforts, would still be miles away from reaching any major agreement or fight announcement, and has created legitimacy and structure in a space that lacked both attributes for years. Now, remember my first video of my recent videos where I said boxing is getting on my damn nerves, blah, 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 getting on my nerves, vex. Nobody wants to fight each other. Them man there are going on like they're shook. This man talking about sides of the streets, blah, blah, blah. It's getting on my nerves. You know what? I think Turki Alalshikh actually watched that video. I think he watched that video and said, okay, you saying Boxwatch wants more good fights and stuff, yeah? Okay, cool. I'm going to make that happen for the man. Because look now. Look what's going on now. For the last several years, we have been treated to some spectacular matchups and performances from the top boxers on the planet due to Alalshikh's incentive-based injection into the sport. Just a few weeks ago, we had the first heavyweight unification title match in 25 years. And wildly enough, had Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk not shown up, a $10 million cut would go to the attending fighter. Now, what happened was Tyson Fury's got a history of pulling out of fights. Oh no, we'll make the fight happen, and say no, I'm not gonna do it. And what happened when they first made the Usyk fight, said the date for it and everything, and probably about a week or so before, Tyson Fury got himself cut in sparring, and Alalshikh went mad like, yo, what? He said, he looked at the report, he must have, because obviously Tyson Fury tweeted it, right? He put it on Twitter. And Alalshikh someone must have come and said, hey, His Excellency, have you heard about Tyson Fury? And Turkey was like, no, what are you talking about? He said, oh, you must watch this. Have a look. And he gives him his phone and he's looking and he's seeing Tyson Fury gets cut. He said, Tyson Fury, he has tried to pull out of the fight. No, I will not have this. Where's Abdul? Abdul, bring the car. We have to go and see Tyson Fury right now. Because at that point, Tyson was in Saudi. So Alalshikh jumped in the whip. He didn't even brush his teeth. He just jumped in the whip. He didn't even put on his sheikh hat, nothing. He just jumped in the whip. He didn't even comb his hair. And he went straight to Tyson Fury's abode where he was staying. And he said, we will put out video now to say you will fight in the coming months. And if you don't come to the fight, then you would give Usyk $10 million from your purse. And if Usyk don't come to the fight, he will give you $10 million from his purse.
I put something clear now for all the two magnificent champion for the fight of the century. We have a delayed times. The last call we can deliver this fight, and I choose the day. It is the 18th of May. We delayed it for the 18th of May. I am guarantee for the both of the fighters 10 millions if someone escape from the fight. This is the first thing. And the second thing, I guarantee big fight in the same night for the another one. And make the people around the world and the fans know if someone is scared or want to escape from this fight.
Because I don't like how you are moving, Tyson. I don't like it, Mr. Fury. I need some guarantees. I am making special moves in the boxing space, and you want to try and mess it up. I'm not going to have it. So then he came and dropped the video, and he's like, yeah, this is what's going to happen, blah, blah. So that's where that 10 million, that's where that 10 million deficit either way came from. And I was looking at it like, yo, Turk, you know, ramp with them boy there, you know. Man said, I'm going to chop 10 million out of your money, fam, and I'm going to give it to Usyk if you don't come to the fight, bro. Oh, yeah? Let me read on. It says, Alalshikh has literally flipped the combat sport landscape on its head, and he isn't planning to plateau anytime soon, as major news has been rumored that it could change boxing forever. I read on. The Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, PIF, has concluded that the Riyadh season's inclusion of the sweet science is beneficial to their financial and sporting portfolio. And what we've seen so far from Alalshikh is just the tip of the iceberg. What makes the UFC such a hot ticket is their style of matching up the best versus the best. This model has turned WME-owned MMA promotion into the most successful combat sport organization in the world. And it's not even close. Now, the PIF could be to boxing what UFC is to MMA. Now, this little statement here about UFC and how we blah blah best versus the best, this here reeks and stinks highly of Eddie Hearn. I believe Eddie Hearn has been in the Sheikh's ear, because I'll tell you this, right? Let me explain something to you. If it weren't for Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, there would be no Sheikh in boxing. There would be no Turki Alalshikh. Yeah? You have to remember what happened. Check the timeline. Yeah? The rematch, well, firstly, Anthony Joshua gets knocked out by Andy Ruiz Jr. My missus told me that was going to happen tonight before. I can't lie. She said to me, oh my days after that, you know what? He's going to get knocked out. So, anyway, he knocked him out, shocked the world, right? And a rematch had to happen. Okay? Now, I don't know if it was because Andy Ruiz said that he wanted all this money, blah, blah. Because he was saying he wants all this money for the rematch, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, Turki Alalshikh hits up Eddie and says, listen, forget it. It's big man. Hold on, listen to me, big man. Listen, big man. Eddie, stop talking, bruv. Listen to me. Yeah? Don't worry about paying them man there. Get the fight over here. I will pay the man them. All I need is the fight to happen here in Riyadh. Okay? In Saudi, I should say. I just get the man them over to Saudi. I will do the rest. The man, they will get paid how they want to get paid, and we'll keep it moving. And that was basically the opening of this boxing into Saudi situation. You have to check it, bro. Right? So Eddie been talking to them man there from then, you know, because other fights have happened through Eddie in Saudi, you know. Eddie been in this man's ear for the longest time. And you know what? I remember Eddie giving interviews talking about, I need to take over the whole of boxing worldwide. And I love Dana White's model of the UFC and how he conducts the UFC. It's just great stuff. I go down to the UFC center and I love it. It's brilliant. Oh, Dana White this, Dana White that, UFC this, UFC that. It's such a brilliant model. I can't believe that. Now all of a sudden, Turki Alalshikh or this report is talking about UFC and comparing UFC's MMA's UFC to boxing and how he's gonna come and do to boxing what the UFC has done to MMA. This reeks and stinks of Eddie Hearn, and I love it. Go on, Eddie, get these fights going, Shan. Right? Work with Turk, make him your brethren, and get these fights going, my guy. Yeah? This is what we want to see. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. Right? As I said, let's read on. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund is in discussions with multiple boxing stakeholders to create a league. Reuters reported in breaking news Tuesday. Promotional companies such as Matchroom and Golden Boy Promotions, Reuters says, are involved in the discussions, and this new league entity could be worth between 4 to 5 billion. Now, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren had the 5v5. Frank Warren won, Eddie Hearn lost. Now, trust me, that's the best thing that could have happened, because Eddie Hearn takes it on the chin better. He will take the loss better than Frank would. And this is what I'm saying to you now. You lot need to understand this. Eddie Hearn did not use the best fighters in his stable, while Frank Warren used most of his creme de la creme. Know that. So trust me, Eddie could bring out the big boys, right? And trust me, it will be a different situation. And now because look, now we can do a 5v5 versus Golden Boy and bring out our next set of fighters. This is how Eddie's stable is deep. Yeah? Eddie's stable of fighters is deep. So watch this space. Anyway, let's crack on. If the PIF could bring top boxing promoters like Matchroom, Golden Boy, Queensberry, and so on under one roof, we could see the dawn of a new era of fight sports. While the PIF have their hands on sports like golf and racing, according to an exclusive Reuters report, 4 to 5 billion could be thrown at these built-up promotions to form one league. From a fan's perspective, there will be little resistance to this epic movement, because if we get more of what has already been rolled out, the sky is the limit to possible dream matchups. Take, for example, the in-works fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Now, Canelo has said he ain't taking that fight, and I don't blame him. He said, I'm not taking that fight. That fight's lose-lose. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. I lose. If I beat him, then it's like, oh, you just beat up a little man. And if he beats me, it's like, right, you got beat up by a little man. He's like, this is lose-lose for me. I don't care about money and all of that. I've got peas. I got my peas. I got my generational wealth sitting down. I've already made 300 mil, 400 mil in my last couple of years. I've almost got $1 billion. I'm chilling, guys. You don't do your thing. Yeah? I don't need to fight Crawford. Crawford needs me. I don't need Crawford. That's real. But that's the rumors. That is a rumor that Canelo's saying, I don't want to have that fight. It doesn't make sense to me either way. And I can well and believe that rumor, because it doesn't make sense for him. Right. As we carry on, the Riyadh season has become synonymous with big-time boxing events. Over the past few years alone, elite fighters like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, the aforementioned Fury and Usyk, as well as Terence Crawford and Dimitri Bivol, and many others. Those questioning when the Saudi team would bring fights outside of the kingdom can rest assured Riyadh season will make its first appearance in the US in August and then in the UK in September. Alalshikh and his team's business decision-making have been firing on all cylinders. Each strategic move seems to do better than the last. He also makes the fighters stay on schedule, as His Excellency plans out potential matchups months in advance. Alalshikh is proving that he isn't just a massive fan of boxing or simply just a bank of unlimited funds. He truly is putting the sport on track with the likes of the UFC. Okay, so you got to understand, there was a report on Forbes list about the earnings of sports entities, and the UFC was above any boxing promotional company. And the top promotional boxing company was Matchroom. I think they were like fifth in all the lists, and they were the first boxing promotion. I'll find the graphics and I'll put it up there. But this is the situation. So, with saying all of that, UFC was top in the Forbes list. And there was no boxing promoters in sight until Eddie Hearn's Matchroom came onto the list. Yeah? This is a situation that I would love to see develop in the way that Turki Alalshikh is describing, as in a league. The league format, I see it as like, if it's a league format, if you think of the 5v5, that was like a mini league. That was one team versus another team. So if the league, there's going to be teams. And if the teams are the teams, then I'm thinking it's going to be promoters. So each team is the promotional company. Matchroom is a team, Queensberry is a team, Top Rank is a team, Golden Boy is a team. I don't know about PBC as being a team, because PBC has got Tom Brown Promotions, it's got Lions Only Promotions, it's got Mayweather Promotions, it's got Man Down Promotions, but all of these promotional companies don't seem to have many fighters, so they might as well just all be under the PBC and just be PBC, Team BBC, right? You got Ludapella, he's got a couple of fighters. There's Tom Loeffler, all these guys. You got the Sauerlands, you got the Japanese promotional company, you got the Australian promotional company. All these different promotional companies can be different teams in what I'm thinking. That's how I'm seeing it, just because of the 5v5 thing. I'm excited for this situation. I want to see how this develops going forward. I will keep us all involved. I will keep us all up to date with what I find as the months and years pass. So let's prepare for all of this, and I will see you in the next video.